tell you a little bit about myself. A friend of mine, Ronnie Burrell, my John Deere rep, big guy. What was it, big guy? He would come down every week, do my inventory, and he started shrinking. And so finally I'm like, hey, Ronnie, you okay? He's like, yeah, I'm okay. He goes, actually, I'm really okay. I'm feeling great. And I go, well, then tell me what you do. Because at that point I was pretty overweight and pretty tired. And having lots of health problems. And so he said, I take this ACE twice a day, and my friend from Tennessee shared it with me. And so he gave me a little sample. I stuck it in my console of the truck, and it sat there for the next week till he came back down the following week. And he goes, so you take that ACE? Here I do. I hadn't, because I hadn't called him. And so I just can't remember to take the darn thing. You got to take it at 10 o'clock. I'm out running crews and I'm busy. And he goes, set an alarm on your phone. So I set the alarm. And next day I did take it at 10 o'clock. I took my 2 o'clock one. And man, did I feel good. And didn't eat that much. And didn't really have the desire to eat that thing. And that was a good feeling. So I called him up, said, hey Ronnie, I need some more of this stuff. So he comes down. And I get a bottle, and he goes, hey, can I set up a little display in your office here? And because, you know, once people see you start losing this weight, they're probably going to be asking, and if you'll just refer them to me, that'd be great. I go, absolutely. Set up the display. So he set up his display, and sure enough, the weight starts pouring off of me. And the more excited I get about it, the more the weight poured off. And so I made a lot of lifestyle changes. And goals I set, and so my goal was to lose 60 pounds, and I wasn't going to have a drink of any type of alcohol, beer, or whatever, till I lost those 60 pounds. And boy, did that really help make the weight come off. Eliminated bread, eliminated any fried foods, and that just really helped the weight pour off. All these things you already know that are probably good and healthy for you. So I started doing all those good healthy things and dropped 60 pounds in just a little over 3 months. But during that time, people were asking, hey, how are you losing this weight? Hey, I've got bottles here, I've got samples in the office, come get some. My friend Ronnie Burrell sells them. So I've got tightwads coming in my office buying ACE, and I'm like, wait a second, I need to be a part of this. So I said, hey Ronnie, I go, I'm going to talk to my friend across the street. I go, I really don't want to sell product. I go, I've got my men's landscaping to run, and I'm going to talk to my neighbor across the street and see if she'll do this. And so I talked to Tracy. Tracy set up a display there at their entrance, and she was selling product. And that's how it all got started for me. And at this point, I've been in Sava, selling ACE for just a little over 11 months, and my team as of today is at 310 enrollments.
Good, man.
As of so far today, in this month alone, below our team here, we've got 52 new enrollments just this month.
Good night.
That is incredible. And that's what's happening. The stories are just spreading. We're sharing, and that's what this is about, sharing with others. This amazing products that Sava has, and mainly the ACE, but there's lots of other products I want to talk to you about that Sava has that are just life-changing. But that's what we do. We go out and we share with others, and you're sharing more than just ACE. You're sharing love with others because you're going to change their lives, and this is life changing. My health now is like I'm 21 years old. I no longer have acid reflux. I no longer stay up all night with sleep apnea. I no longer have high blood pressure. I can probably just keep going on and on. the other day, me and Justin ran a 3-mile marathon obstacle course and went through the finish line. That was the greatest feeling in the world. And I was on a job the other day showing my guys how to trim a tree, and I climbed all the way up to the very tip top, like I was a kid again, and just up there sawing away, and just had the time of my life doing that. And I'm 47, and that's just a great feeling to feel young again. And I wanted to share that with as many people as possible. What's nice is, by me sharing with others, I get paid to do it. And we'll go into how all that works for the people that don't totally understand the compensation plan. But I do want to start out by talking about some of the products. First, I'd like to let Justin just go ahead and tell you a little bit about himself and how he's lost. I'll let him tell you how much he's lost too.
Okay, guys. So I got started in with the weight loss portion of this after my dad did. When Ronnie first showed it to him and he started losing the weight, I didn't really want to have much of a part of it and just kind of pushed it off to the wayside and let him do his thing. And I wasn't really convinced that it would work for me. So a little bit of time had passed. My dad started dropping the weight, and we were at a Dynamo game. Big fans of Major League Soccer. So we were up in Houston at BBVA Stadium with my best friend, and it was, during the summer, it was July 23rd was the day, and it was hot. I was sweating like a pig, and it was just, because I was so big, I was 280 pounds, I mean, just sweat like that big. And so my dad was giving me some pretty tough fatherly love at the time, and he was laying on pretty thick that day, and then my best friend chimed in. Yeah, I was halfway at the time. My best friend chimed in too, and I was just like, I'm so tired of hearing this. So I said, all right, Dad, look, I'll give you a week. I'll try this stuff. I'm not gonna I'm just gonna try it. Just zip it up for a week. I'm tired of hearing you gripe at me about this. I'll give it a shot. So I gave it a shot. I took it just like he told me for a week's time, and I didn't change what I was eating, but I found myself eating a whole lot less of what I was eating because I wasn't hungry thanks to the ACE and I had so much energy. And so after the first week, I think I dropped maybe 8 pounds the first week, and I kind of looked at it myself, looking at myself at the time, and I was, wow, this can happen in a week's time, and I'm not trying to make this work. What happens if I really try to make this work and I try to do all things I can help it work even better? So, obviously I cut out the sodas and fast food, and the basic things that we all know we could probably do without, probably better without. And so I cut out those things and it just started falling off so fast. And tomorrow will mark 10 months since I've been taking the product. And so as of now, I'm down 86 pounds. And that was me. It's changed my entire life. And allowed me to do so many things that I couldn't do then, like run a 3-mile obstacle course with my dad. I'm pretty certain there's absolutely no way that was going to happen when I was 280 pounds. I was lucky to run from my house to the office without panicking, It was pretty rough to wait. And one of the things that I got to do for my birthday this past April is something that I could not do before. When I graduated high school, one of the things that I really wanted to do as part of my graduation was jump out of a perfect airplane. And so I called up the skydiving school at that time and chit-chatting with about it, and the question came up about how heavy I was. And I told him in my weight at the time. I don't remember what it was off the top of my head, looking back at it now, but the important part was they told me I was too heavy to jump out of an airplane. So it was kind of crushing for me at the time, but now that at the time in April I was down 80 pounds, and so it was my 22nd birthday, so I'm going skydiving, So I called up the place and he set me a date to skydive and jumped out of an airplane for my 22nd birthday and celebrated 80 pounds lost. And that's one of my things on my bucket list that I finally got to check off. It's something I wanted to do my whole life. And,
He jumped and I got my hair colored.
Yeah.
Yeah, this stuff is just giving me such a new lease on life, and giving me such a more full life that I wasn't getting to live before because of the restrictions I had because of my weight. I was plenty happy with my life, but there's a lot of things that I couldn't do or could do but wasn't as quick at doing because the weight hindered me from doing them. And on the financial side of this, one of the things that I can boast that I don't personally know any other 22-year-old who can say this, but thanks to the ACE and what it's done for me financially, I not only completely paid off on my student loans, completely paid off on my credit card debt, but I'm 100% debt-free at 22 years old. So that is something that is just really amazing, you know, and so happy that Ronnie shared this with us because as of yet, not a single other person has tried to share ACE with us. So I consider me and my dad and everybody we've shared this with extremely blessed that we've had this come into our lives. How lucky we must be. So,
How many bottles you sold in the last 2 weeks?
well, last Thursday I had 12. Now I have 3. The week before that I had 12 and went through. So 20-something bottles in the past 2 weeks.
At $60 a bottle.
Yeah.
I love this stuff.
Justin, is your back hurting more?
No, it is awesome. I used to have really bad back problems, and at the time, when I was 280 pounds, I blended on having to tote around a big, heavy backpack all through high school, which probably was part of the reason, but a lot of it was that 280 pounds I was carrying around. And you know, now that I'm on 280 pounds, me and my dad go to the gym, we can work out, and I feel amazing.
Thank you.